in Avonport is an ancient fossil shoreline that is acclaimed by scientists worldwide. For the past decade, the Blue Beach Fossil Museum has made countless discoveries of rare and stunning fossils. But as the collection continues to grow, so must the facility. The Blue Beach Fossil Museum Society is working hard to build a new world-class museum and welcomes your support. To find out how you can help, visit bluebeachfossilmuseum.com. Let's work together to preserve our past.
We see it as scientists, as students, as researchers, as really, really extremely important. It's one-stop shop, so to speak, in education value. You know, how do you think we can help articulate that to someone that may not even have this type of, agenda, so to speak?
Honestly, I think it just kind of, I think as soon as you kind of just get the story out there, as I was saying earlier, a rock is just a rock. And a lot of people kind of go in there with that idea, and I think it's just kind of the interpretation, the idea of sharing that story. And as soon as people hear the story, they become invested. The story of how we, the story, I guess, of us, really, the idea of, this happened 350 million years ago, and kind of explaining that this rock just isn't a rock. There's a story, millions and millions of years of history behind it. And I think as people understand that history, they're kind of invested with it.
As soon as everyone stepped off the bus, it was as if we were 5 years old again and just wanting to run down the beach and find as many fossils as we could. I mean, I've always loved fossils, and it was really cool to see everyone was so excited to discover something new.
Oh, I found more worm cracks. Right here. Double-sided. Here's some worm tubes right there.
I've been to Blue Beach since my undergrad in 2001 and immediately fell in love with it. For Nova Scotia to boast and to say that we have that here, right in our own backyards.
My professors, they're often not quoting the fossils in London, they're not quoting the fossils in the States, they're quoting the fossils found at Blue Beach.
Well, one, I didn't know that there was such a rich collection of fossils close to here.
Would you like to be a paleontologist or a scientist and find fossils?
Yeah, because I would really like to learn about Nova Scotia's history about fossils.
I would like to find the tetrapod because it's the rarest, and I would find bones of it.
Understanding the fact that it's not taking place elsewhere. The idea that science is always happening somewhere else. I think what's important is that real science, really foundational science, is happening right here in Nova Scotia, right here in our own backyard, and I think it's something that we should kind of foster and cultivate.
I was so surprised that it's so underdeveloped. It seems like it's this gem that's the Nova Scotian government should really utilize and have something there to show it off. It would be a museum where you can also visit it, learn about it, and then go try and discover it for yourself.
What fossil would you think would be the biggest find of all for you?
Well, maybe a skeleton or a skull or a bone or something of a tetrapod or a horseshoe crab. Some fossils like the tree bark and stuff, and that was really cool. I didn't know there were such things as tetrapods, and I didn't know tetrapods were the first species basically, and I thought dinosaurs were.
Because you're a tetrapod.
We've been there many times to explore. The nearest museum that we would have of that experience would be if you took your children to Parsborough. Parsborough is about dinosaurs.
It brought out kind of, my natural love for exploring the wilderness, finding things, learning.
Tetra meant 4 and pod meant feet.
Yeah, that's what I want to do when I grow up.
Because I think it would be fun digging.
Well, it's great because it gets students out there and hands-on finding it, and just the act of actually discovering something from such an unknown time period, and that it's in, it's so close by. It's just a great experience to go and get hands-on.
Raindrops.
I think there's definitely the potential to really put this into the public's eye and make it much more well-known. So I think it would be really great to see this developed even further.
Something like Blue Beach, it's all very focused on very in-depth information as to this specific era, because this is what we're looking at, and this is what we're finding here, and it's all here.
Would you like to be a paleontologist or scientist and explore looking for different fossils? So like about the different fish too, it wasn't just about tetrapods, was it?
No.
The key to discovering what happened during the Romer's Gap and that transition to land could be found here at Blue Beach, and if there was nothing there, I mean, we might never get the chance to figure out what exactly happened.
Because Blue Beach is such a special location, I feel as if having a more permanent structure there, a more permanent facility would be very beneficial both to the area but to science and education in general.
And here we have this possibility of a world-renowned scientific discovery that can happen any day right on our BF funding. You may have your dinosaurs, but we have the ancestors of the dinosaurs. We have, you know, that mystery of evolution answered.
Lots of cool facts about the fossils at Blue Beach. I would give it a 10.
The idea that the fossils obviously have value, but I think it's the knowledge and the understanding that kind of towards the general public is what kind of gives it the real value.
That spark of discovery really kind of gets at you, and then it was so cool to see the museum and see what has been found before.
Blue Beach is the ecology of the past. It brings in everything physical, paleontological, biological, all in one place. The answer's there. We just have to find it.
After the presentation, he would let us go up and see the fossils.
That horseshoe crabs aren't related to crabs, and that they're actually related to scorpions and spiders.
To find out how you can help, visit bluebeachfossilmuseum.com. Let's work together to preserve our past.